Hello, and welcome to Dad Doesn't Have Time for This, the show where we review things quickly and then compare them to everything else in existence. Today, we're going to talk about No Big Deal and the album The People We Became. And you know what? I really like this album. I liked it a lot. Now, I've got kind of mixed feelings about this one because this album is substantially more personal than his last album. These Are Not in the Album was a fun time. I liked it a lot. And so, how to approach this. So, we'll start at the beginning, because the beginning is always a good place to start. So, originally, I was going to say this album was 190th on my list, which would have put it after the album These Are Not on the Album. And the reason being is, while I thought this was a better album, it was more personal, I just wanted at the time, I wanted something that would just make me happy. And I thought These Are Not on the Album was just something I could listen to whenever it made me happy. And it was more of an upbeat album and more of what I was in the mood for. So I put this album at 190th on my list. And I'd say the best song on it was Leave It to God. And I thought he did a good job. And then, out of nowhere, I get an email saying, I've redone the whole thing. Renaissance Reimagined. And this thing is amazing. It's like he just took the album, threw it in the blender, chopped it up, and spit out something that's tighter, unfortunately shorter, but I'm okay with that because it's so much tighter and it just feels like a giant cohesive package. The beats are a little bit more jazzy, a little bit more like a Sky Blue kind of thing, as opposed to what No Big Deal usually raps on. And I don't know if it's the fact that it all sort of flows together from one track to the next, or if it's just the fact that he just came back at it with a slightly different feeling. But the way the reimagined version sounds and feels from start to finish, it just seems like a much stronger album as a whole. So I would say this was 91 on my list of all-time greatest albums of all time. And while I'm going to leave these separate entries on my list, I was thinking of combining them together and just dumping them both at 91. But I think in order to reflect how I felt at the time, and then with the expansion, I'm going to leave both albums separate on the list, but I'm reviewing them because you cannot review them independently. This is a phenomenal work. I know the official release to streaming and whatnot is a week or so away, but I felt like I needed to get this one out now. If you want to pick up a copy early, go to even.biz, create a login. You'll see him. He's the most recent release on their site. And it is a excellent album. Highly recommend to anyone out there. No Big Deal is my favorite currently active hip-hop artist. There are several who are higher on the list, but none of them are currently active. So he gets the honor of highest rated currently active hip-hop guy. So there you have it. You all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later.